Hi, angel babies. This is Allie with the Sea Owl, and I am so grateful to be connecting with you today, bringing you some really important messages from Spirit. I am very grateful to be a conduit for their messages for you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've been taking good care of yourself. There is a lot going on celestially, energetically right now, especially for fixed signs. If we're talking astrology, with eclipse season and in these full moons in the Scorpio and Taurus north and south nodes. And I'm not going to pretend like I know what that means exactly. But from what I've gathered and what I'm experiencing in my own life, and it's just kind of a very volatile time. And Mars is also retrograde, which is apparently significant. I'm really not the astrological person to ask, but anyway, I hope you're taking excellent care of yourself, and I'm so glad that you're here. So in this reading, we're asking Spirit, what am I meant to be in this lifetime? So, what is my purpose? What is my calling? We're going to be getting hints and ideas on how to narrow down that path so you can really focus on what you want to create in this lifetime and what Spirit would like to co-create with you. So, to get our groups, I'm going to be using this Affirmators Oracle deck. So thank you, Spirit. 3 groups for this reading. This one is 1. Thank you, Spirit. For group 2, feeling this one. Thank you, Spirit. And group 3. Okay. All right. So for those of you who like to pick your piles with crystals, give me just a moment and I will get that set up for you. Okay, so for group 1, we have the card Connection. And then we have this crescent moon Caribbean calcite crystal. It has very calming energy. I really like this stone. For group 2, we have the card Confidence. And it has a refrigerator on it, smiling, with like some little kid artwork on it. And we have the crystal, this little amethyst wand, I think they call it. And then for group number 3, we have the card Forgiveness with this celestite crescent moon. Polished celestite, I think. Please tell me if you know what this is better than I do. I would love to know, but I think that's what it is. You'd think this was my favorite. I love them all equally, but you'd think this one was my favorite because I keep using this one in our readings. So let's take a deep breath together. Inhale for 5 to 6 seconds. Hold it for about 3 seconds. And then exhale through your mouth for 5 to 6 seconds. Grounding your energy, connecting with this reading, setting the intention to receive the messages from Spirit that you most need. And then ask yourself ask your intuition, which group am I being drawn to, called to? It could be the crystal, it could be the card, it could even be the numbers on the timestamps for each pile. There's a plethora of ways to use your intuition to pick which group you feel the most drawn to. But ultimately, you can't ever choose a wrong pile. The message will either deeply resonate for you for the most part, since these are general readings. So the message will either resonate for you for the most part or it won't at all. And if it doesn't at all, that's perfectly fine. It's just not a message you were meant to hear right now. And the fact that you're taking the time to connect with spirit and connect with your higher self is a wonderful act in and of itself. So with that in mind, take your time, pause the video if you need to. The timestamps are listed in the description box below, and I look forward to seeing you at your reading. All right, group 1, welcome. This is for those of you that picked the connection card and the Caribbean calcite crescent moon. I'm so excited to get into your reading with you. So I meditated and prayed on your cards prior, and I've already pulled the cards for your reading. So we'll go over these together. I have a mixture of oracle cards and tarot cards. So we're going to start with your oracle cards. Well, actually, before we get to that, let's talk about your connection card. So while I was shuffling, I was having a very difficult time shuffling, which at this point is something I've become pretty proficient at because I do it so regularly. And it felt very obvious, like Spirit wanted me to take note of the fact that it was that difficult to shuffle that many different decks. And I sat and thought about it for a moment and realized how similar that is to your connection card. It was as if I wasn't able to make that connection, that fluid connection that you would like to have when you're shuffling cards, if that makes sense. And so I wonder if connection is something that you've really longed for, but have had trouble making the pieces fit or making it come together in a very cohesive, linear way. And they're letting me know that it is part of your path to stand out and do things differently from the crowd, from everyone else. You are completely and 100% unique, and that is what makes you you. That is so special, this that you have that is just yours. And I feel like that has maybe actually done the opposite and made you feel out of your own power and out of place. And I feel like Spirit is really wanting to let you know that your purpose in life is to have these meaningful connections that you long for. I think it's going to require you to go about building relationships in a different way. And that has to start with healing the relationship you have with yourself, because you're perfect the way you are. You are the way you are for a very specific reason. And Spirit's wanting you to learn to love and heal and embrace yourself in this way, instead of maybe what you've been doing, which is speaking negatively over yourself and feeling like an outcast because you're different in some way. So let's get into your cards here. We have Lepidolite, Breathe in your trueness. And look at this. It's a unicorn on the card. And it's like they're saying you and your uniqueness is one of a kind. Finding someone like you, it's like finding a unicorn, you know. You are a unicorn in the best possible way. Um, so really soaking in the beauty and uniqueness of you and celebrating that, showing it off. I mean, we'll get into that more in a moment. So then we have foxglove, flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. And then you got two of these. So we have peace and unfinished symphony. I'm very drawn to the numbers in your reading so far. With the Lepidolite card, we have number 91. So 91 reduces to a 10, and 10 is about endings and new beginnings. You have another 10 here with unfinished symphony. And here with the foxglove, we have 9. Here's 8. If I'm reducing the numbers, I'm sorry. So 26 reduced would be 8. 2 plus 6. Foxglove would be 9, which is nearing a completion. I feel as though there's, again, this specific healing work that you have already been in the process of. You've been working on this for a while. And firstly, I feel like Spirit's wanting to congratulate you and tell you you're doing the work. You're doing a great job. You are creating a new world for yourself, and in doing so, creating a new feeling about yourself, how you feel and think about yourself. So show yourself a little more grace at this time, because you're really moving through an incredible time of transformation in your journey. You are in that in-between right now. And eggs cannot hatch before they're ready. You know, to remind yourself that you are in this incubation period at the moment, but eventually you will emerge from this, and you're going to emerge so much more you and accepting of you and showing yourself off. Flamingos are, I believe, the only hot pink bird in the world. I might actually be making that up. But flamingos are a very recognizable because they are so unique. And that's what draws people to flamingos. And so really working on embracing where you are, who you are, and who you're becoming, and just making peace with where you are right now in this very moment, that you're doing everything right, that you are this unbelievable unicorn, gorgeous, amazing, intuitive person. Lepidolite also speaks of psychic gifts and callings. And I feel like that might be something that has scared you, or scared might not be the right word, made you feel increasingly more different from other people, because you have been able to access kind of this in-between world energy and not entirely sure what it is or how to work with it or what it means. And so we are naturally fearful of big things that make us, we are naturally fearful of big energies that we can't understand. And that's a normal reaction. But Spirit's really inviting you to tap into these gifts, to really look at them, to work on growing and developing them, because the gifts that you hold are what's going to help build that connection for you. Those connections. They corrected me. So I'd like to read from the guidebook. This particular deck, the Seed and Sickle Oracle deck, has two different guidebooks that goes with it, a dusk and a dawn. And Spirit is calling me to read you the message in the dusk guidebook. So it's number 18, Foxglove. Let's see. It says, foxglove is one of the plants said to protect a babe against being replaced by a fairy changeling child. Perhaps you feel as though you do not recognize yourself anymore or the path that your life is taking, but it's not too late to grab hold of that stranger and banish them. Indulge in a pastime you haven't picked up for a while, or take a walk down a familiar road to remind yourself of who you used to be. Or perhaps you like this new self that has emerged and want to embrace it. It is natural to change and grow, and so can your own identity. That is pretty incredible. This is exactly what we're talking about. Embracing yourself, embracing your uniqueness, your identity, and knowing that it's safe and okay to change. You're doing the work. They're telling me you're doing the work. You're on the path. So let's look at your tarot cards to get a little bit more specific information on what exactly your calling is. So we have Four of Cups reversed, Six of Swords, Knight of Wands, Ten of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and Page of Pentacles reversed. So hopefully I got everything viewable on the screen for you. And I wanted to take a moment to kind of digest your tarot cards here, because I'm setting the intention and we're asking Spirit, what is your calling? What are you supposed to be working towards in this life? And a big part of that is this complete and total self-acceptance, because you're going to be learning some incredibly valuable lessons on this healing journey you're currently on. You're like mid song, you know. You're learning lessons that other people have difficulty obtaining or grasping or tapping into. You're learning how to fully identify, work with, heal, and accept the trueness of you. Every bit of what makes you you. And not everybody can do this work or tap into that in that way. And this is what you're supposed to do. You have learned how to move out of this. I'm just going to say what they're giving me. You realize now that you were in a victim mentality before you started your healing journey. And I don't believe you thought that at all about yourself at the time. And I believe your pain and sorrow was very, very real. But now that you're doing this work to heal, you're able to look back and see where you may have been self-sabotaging yourself and holding yourself back from truly healing and moving on. So this healing work, you have come to this conclusion, you have figured this out in a way that many people struggle with and cannot. Now, you are going to be on this lifelong mission of teaching people how to go within, how to focus on what needs healed, what needs repaired or looked at, and help guide them on their own highest path of healing, which in turn will help people to be more productive and happier in their lives and maybe become more financially stable. So it could be very much like a specific niche in life coaching here that you're supposed to be taking on. Or it could be like a therapist who has something they specialize in. Lepidolite, going back to this card, breathe in your trueness. Lepidolite is a stone that Spirit would really like for you to start working with, wearing or meditating with. If you're new to crystal energy and healing, that's actually the first stone they'd like for you to seek out and work with, because it is a very calming stone. It helps balance your energy. I think it's called the grandmother's stone. I believe that's what I read, because of its calming presence and energy and how it kind of helps just settle your energy and balance everything. And I believe that would help you even further on this healing journey you've been on. I'm also hearing pastel colors, soft, kind of whimsical colors and visuals are something that bring you a lot of joy, and to wrap yourself up in that and not worry if you're the only person on the planet that finds joy in those things. It doesn't matter, because I guarantee you, you are not the only person that finds joy in that thing. But the more you, Chloe Taylor is another wonderful reader here on YouTube. I adore her and her insight and the way she connects and channels spirit. And she says, and I hope I'm not butchering this, but stepping into your own authenticity empowers everyone around you to do the same. And that message was so impactful for me the first time I heard it. And I feel that that is what Spirit's really asking you to lean into, because you have a huge purpose here to help guide and mentor and coach individuals who aren't able to tap into this insight in the same way that you have. You are so incredibly unique. And I hope that this reading gives you a sense of peace about your journey ahead, because you're on the right track. You're doing the right things. Spirit, I think in the beginning, wanted to congratulate you for doing the work, because it's not easy. And you are going to receive the benefit and the rewards of your hard work and your labor in this work of learning to love yourself fully. So those are the messages we have for you, Group 1. What an incredible reading. You are such a light. Thank you so much for letting me connect with your energy. Thank you to your guides, and thank you to mine. If this reading resonated for you, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear why. These are all super free ways for you to help support the channel so I can keep doing what I'm most passionate about, which is bringing you messages from the divine. So I hope you take excellent care of yourself. I'm so grateful to you, Group 1, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, Group 2. How are you? Welcome to your reading. This is for those of you that picked the confidence card with the smiling refrigerator on it and the amethyst wand. So I hope you're doing well. I'm excited to connect with you and get into this energy. So there's a lot of spirit wanting you to work on increasing the confidence in yourself and your abilities, whatever they may look like to you. And your abilities are tied to your life purpose. And since this is a general reading, there could be many different types of people listening. So I'm thinking more creative terms. What do you build or paint or create? Or it could be something like this with mysticism and divination, or anything that really ignites your passion and that you're very talented at, is what Spirit is saying they want you to cultivate more confidence in yourself about, because that is your journey. That is your life path. So I've already prayed and meditated on your cards and pulled cards for your reading. I haven't looked at too many of them yet, just the ones that fell out. So we don't have a full picture, but let's look at your oracle cards first. So we have Amethyst, Expand into Wonder. We have Tulip, number 14. And we also have the Sickle, number 54. We have Electric Eel Spirit, Bring Your Ideas to Life. And number 50, No Place Like Home. So I love that you received the amethyst card when you are the group that chose the amethyst wand. And I feel that there is a lot of, you're a very intuitive person. You're very intuitive. You have a deep knowing about many things without being able to explain why. And one of those deep knowings is you just know what it is you're supposed to be doing in this life. You just know what your life purpose is. So many people have questions and doubts, and somewhere inside of you, you just know. And they really want you to have more confidence in that knowing, more confidence in your skills. The sickle talks about endings and harvest and reaping the rewards of your hard work. Number 54 also reduces to a 9, which is nearing the completion of something, putting in a lot of hard work. And tulips are wild growers, so they grow a lot more quickly and without as much fussiness as maybe some other flowers. They're very vibrant. they kind of do their own thing in their own way. And I feel as though because you know what you're supposed to be doing and you're taking action on those steps, you are basically guaranteed to reap abundance from this in multiple ways. So when we're talking about true life purpose abundance, that's not just financially or materially, that's internally. How you feel internally about the work you've created, what you've put into the world, the energy you've cultivated. And they want you to have a real sense of pride in yourself, because all of this has been cultivated within you. You've done a lot of work, you've put a lot of time, energy, and resources into what you're doing to make sure you're very knowledgeable and have the right tools, and you're doing things in a way, you know, you're not half-assing anything, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm also a little astounded at the number of fives that you have in your reading. And fives are usually about obstacles, overcoming obstacles or challenges that you have in your life. It's also about higher learning and obtaining information. So there may be some ideas that you have currently, new ideas that you haven't put into practice yet, and they might just be seeds of ideas at this time. And it has to do with something you've already been doing, but in a slightly different way, I'm hearing. And you have this idea. You've already had this idea, they're saying. And they want you to move this from an idea in your mind into how can I take this into action. I'm almost feeling like this Two of Wands moving into Three of Wands energy, you know, moving forward, getting the wheels moving, because this idea is incredibly unique to you. It is a wonderful idea. It is, I'm hearing, the culmination of many things that you've done already, and you're putting it together in a way that is unique and multifaceted and really just incredible. Have confidence in these ideas that you're getting, because you are naturally co-creating with spirit. You are just connected in that way. Some people have to work at it more, just like anyone with anything. You know, if you want to become really good at drawing, you have to practice. Some people have to practice a lot. Other people can pick up a pen and draw these masterpieces like they're just doodling on a napkin. And I'm always astounded when people have that kind of talent, because I'm struggling with the stick figures, you know. So, but there are other things like reading tarot and connecting with spirit that come very, very easily to me that other people might struggle with or have a hard time doing. Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, and they're really wanting you to have as much confidence as you can in your strengths, in your ideas, in the ability to grow and nurture a new idea and really make it your own. Make it just the way you want it to be. So let's see what your tarot cards are. We have the Empress, and I'm not feeling any reversals for this reading. Knight of Wands. Five of Pentacles, another five. 10 of Pentacles, yes. Moving that energy along. King of Wands. and Four of Pentacles. There's so much creation energy within you. I mean, an exponential amount. You are a master creator, a master manifestor. You have an ability that flows through you so effortlessly to make dreams a reality. So I'm hearing you can dream it and then build it. Not everyone possesses this strength or ability. This is a strength of yours. And I do feel that they're asking you to start tapping into your feminine energy a bit more. Now, this isn't gender specific. We all have a yin and yang, a balance of masculine and feminine energy. Masculine is taking action. Feminine is more intuitive and going within. So maybe spending a bit more time tapping into the softer, more intuitive, reflective, and nurturing part of yourself, because I feel as though you have the action part in spades. There's no issue on your part with the ability to take action. I do think it can be a little bit triggering for you to sit with your thoughts too long or too deeply. And they're just asking you to be aware of this, to have more confidence in working with this intuitive side of yourself, because it's only going to enhance everything that you're doing in every aspect of your life to be more balanced emotionally inside, and that it's okay that, you know, there are parts of you that are painful and hard to look at and you'd rather just look away. But really, tapping into that and working through that energy, I think, is something that's maybe held you back a little bit. And it can only improve your life. It can only improve your art, your artistry. It's very important to do that. So I'm also getting this energy of fives being embracing all that you are, failures and successes, of really fully owning that to step into your full authenticity and having confidence in being completely and uniquely authentic to yourself, at home in yourself, at home wherever you are, because home is within you. I feel like there's a real need to nurture that energy more. Almost like a mother would nurture a child, nurture that energy within you more, because you are so creative and so authentic. You're just doing so many amazing things, group 2, and I feel like Spirit is so proud of you. You're coming into this brand new way of being where you're really trusting yourself, you're feeling at home in your own skin. And this puts you in a position of power and strength. There's some idea that you have to help bring people out of despair into the fullest and most expansive, abundant version of themselves. And the way that you do this, I keep hearing, is a work of art. You are able to bring the energy, bring the ideas, bring the action and the forward movement to this. Be the strength and power behind this idea to help so many people. And I'm hearing what an incredible life journey that is to behold, that you have chosen to fully step into your own power, your own authenticity, to help guide and pave the way for others. A similar message in group 1, I have to say. So if you felt called to group 1, I'd encourage you to listen to that as well. Interestingly enough, group 2, I had to actually pause your reading for several hours and come back to it, which is not something I almost ever do. I like to stay in the energy of the reading I'm in until completion. But I began feeling really, really ill. And the reason I even mention any of this is because it feels as though it was connected to your reading somehow. So I began to just feel very sick and dizzy and just this heavy sickness in my torso. It was very bizarre. I kind of had a headache. It drained me of all my energy. And so I feel like that was something to be mentioned to you as far as bringing your ideas to life. It is something you have to do. If you don't bring them to life, I feel as though it will start to manifest negatively in physical ways for you. And you may know this about yourself already. I already know that you're a very action-oriented person. You take action on your goals and your dreams. You really embody the true King of Wands energy. And there might be some hesitation around this new idea. It might be spiritual in nature. And so that might cause you some anxiety about being loud about it or really bringing it to life. But Spirit is wanting you to know that taking action on this idea that you have is what's going to bring you out of the depths and into the light, into abundance, into more than enough, a brand new cycle. So I think it's important to note that you are someone who is supposed to bring ideas to life. That is a special strength and ability that you have, and it's part of your life purpose to be this idea creator, that this person that comes up with the next big thing in relation to whatever it is that you're passionate about and following it through and bringing it into fruition. Really having the passion and the energy and the nurturing ability to start brand new and grow in any conditions. Are there any other messages for Group 2, Spirit? I'm hearing that's what we have for you. So I hope this reading was helpful for you, Group 2. I hope it was beneficial. If this reading resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below and let me know how. I really love connecting with you further and seeing how these readings play out in your life. If you feel called to check out a personal reading with me, all that information is in the description box below, or you can go to theseaowl.com and see all of my content, everything that I share and post, and the different kinds of readings that I offer outside of YouTube. So thank you for spending this time with me, Group 2. Thank you to your guides. Thank you to mine. I hope you take excellent care of yourself, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye. Hi, Group 3, and welcome to your reading. I'm so excited to connect with you and your spirit team and bring you the messages about what is your life path, your life purpose. What is Spirit wanting to co-create with you in this lifetime? So you chose the card of forgiveness. And I find that really interesting to be your first card when we're talking about our life path, what we're supposed to be striving towards, looking towards. And there's something here about learning how to really use forgiveness for our highest good. I mean, forgiveness is always a great idea, but it feels as though this is tied into a way of being or something that you might write to help other people learn how to forgive in order to free themselves from whatever trap they might find themselves in, where forgiveness would free them. So let's go ahead and look at your cards. I already prayed and meditated over your reading and I drew your cards. Okay, sorry about that. It's been a long day. So let's go ahead and look at your oracle cards first. I do want to say, on shuffling your cards, it took a very long time, and you also got probably double the cards of the other two readings. So it's not a good or a bad thing. It's just an interesting insight. So we'll see if that plays into your reading at all. So you have choose your initiation with the emerald crystal number 47. We have the sickle. Very interesting. Group 2 also received this card. We have feverfew number 28. Verbena number 42. Then we have TikTok number 30. We have 3 of these. Dog Spirit number 19. Fox Spirit, Think on Your Feet. And Otter Spirit, You Are Never Alone. You have 2 different cards here with the number 42. So that number is very significant for you. They're also bringing up to me this ability that you have to work on forgiving your past, forgiving people in your past, situations that occurred in your past. You're able to work with this energy of forgiveness in a really beautiful way that many, many people struggle with. I'd like to read from the book to you on the emerald card, Choose Your Initiation. I'm being really called to read specifically from the book. So it says, picture Emerald as a smoky cat, her gaze flashing verdant as she looks over her shoulder at you. Her uncompromising eyes beckon as she heads into the dark forest of yourself. In this place, this soul womb, you can find your deepest truth and your truest love. From here, you can see into the future or get stuck in the morass of your own stories. Emerald takes you into the woods where you will either compost your past and find new growth or molder, stewing in your own toxicity. She'll watch from the shadows as you decide the path forward. Choosing the path is, in and of itself, an initiation. Begin your journey, and Emerald will become a bright lamp, a grow light, and a true guide. In the Taoist stone medicine, emerald is said to be specific to the eyes, helping you to see truly. When you need clear vision, sometimes it helps to view the world out of a different set of eyes. So I feel with this emerald card, it's really accentuating your ability to clearly see what needs mending in someone's soul, in their subconscious, to be able to move forward in life. And so much of that is wrapped around forgiveness, how to forgive yourself when you didn't know better, how to forgive others for failing you, but also most likely doing the very best that they could at the time. And transmuting this painful energy into this releasing energy of forgiveness. They're telling me that so much time is wasted by so many people who are really looking to feel accepted and loved by others. And people spend all this time holding on to the pain of their past, things that they wish could have been done differently, regrets they may have, bitterness that they hold towards others. And that's what Feverfew talks about. It talks about a bitterness and a difficulty connecting because of that bitterness. It can also talk about negative things that might be coming your way. And when we think about that, we need to remember that our thoughts become things. And like Florence Scovel Shinn says, our words are our wand. Even when we think them in our mind, we are manifesting and creating what we think about. What you think about, you bring about. There's all these little sayings to help us remember the importance of our thoughts and our words. And a very critical part of this healing process for so many people is working on the forgiving work, the forgiveness work. And that is one of the hardest ones of all. You have an innate ability to really tap into the energy of the collective, to see situations from many different angles. I wouldn't be surprised if you have like your Mercury in Libra or some heavy Libra placements in your chart, because there's a real balance here of knowing how to see all sides of a situation in order to neutralize it. So it's not something that you're carrying around with you that is burdensome. Taking painful energy and turning it into something new, into something healthy and beneficial. And you are really bright light for this work and for guiding other people to it. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. Hopefully I can fit them all here where you can see them. So we have 8 of Swords, actually give me just a moment to fix your cards. Okay, so we have 8 of Swords. We have Page of Wands, Queen of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, 2 of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune again, and 10 of Wands. Yes, it is transmuting. You are very adept, very skilled at transmuting negative energy into healing positive ones. And there is something very special about you where you are able to spark this knowing in others, where you're able to communicate with others in a way that really helps them see your point of view, in that forgiveness really is the only way to move forward in situations like this, where forgiveness is called for. And they're letting me know, reminding me to mention that they are very aware of how difficult this work is. First of all, what an amazing gift you have to heal yourself in this way. Even more so, to be this bright and comforting presence to others and help them navigate their path to their highest healing. You have an incredible way with words. I'm being very drawn to your throat chakra, and that speaking life into this forgiveness work, which is very painful for many people. It's very triggering work for many people. But you have this ability to speak this work into life and help guide people to their highest good, their best life. When they're confused and lost and feel like they're deep in the forest of the chaos of their mind and the goings on in their world, you are able to help them see in a way that no one else can how to forgive and how to move forward from that energy. You encompass energy that takes lifetimes to acquire, I'm hearing. And it's just a skill that you innately have. You work on it also, but it's like anything else that you might have a gift in, be it drawing or playing musical instruments. This is your gift. And it is an enormous gift to the collective, to humanity, to helping leave the world and the people in it a better place than how you found it. I'm hearing that this line of work that you are to be moving into is going to be very lucrative for you. And that is going to feel joyous that you are able to do something that feels so easy and so secondhand to you. I think that's the phrase. That it's going to feel miraculous that you get to do that for a living. You may also, it almost feels as though you would be your own boss in this, like a consultant to people. So it could be a therapist, or it could be, some very unique, specific only to you line of work that Spirit gives you the idea to move forward with in order to help others while also helping yourself. Like, I get this energy that you'll be working for yourself so much that you'd be able to bring your dog to work with you, and it would be totally normal and also healing for people. I'm very drawn to the dog in this card specifically. In another life for me, a few years ago, I was a hospice nurse, and one of my patients had a dog just like this. And it was the friendliest, most comforting dog. Every time you'd walk in the house, he would, and he was pretty big, he would jump up and put his paws on your chest and hold you as if he were giving you a hug. And this was every time. He was always so happy to see people. And it was always so comforting. There was something really comforting about that. And I feel as though Spirit's bringing through that you're going to be able to provide this comfort that you've needed in different times in your life. And you're going to be able to provide that to other people who really, really need it. What a beautiful and incredible gift that is, Group 3. Back to the two different 42s, which is very significant for you, Group 3. 42 is, apparently it's a life path number, which I was unaware of this. And it signifies that you are here to help others and make a difference in the world. Which is exactly what we've been talking about. Making a difference by helping people learn the art of forgiveness and the power of its healing work in your life. It's a passionate number. It also reduces to the number 6 and makes me think of the 6 of Cups, which talks about your past and nostalgia and experiences that have helped shape you, people who have helped shape you for better or worse. Reminiscing on those things. And I feel like this is something you've mastered, that you are going to be putting into action to help other people. There's just ways of thinking and ways of processing this information that are so unique to you, Group 3, and it's so needed in the world. This is not information or tools or ways of thinking that many people have in them. And you are going to help bring that through for many, many people. What a beautiful... You're going to help people not feel so alone. You're going to be helping release this heavy burden from so many lives just by sharing what you have learned and worked with and experienced in your own life with forgiveness. Are there any other messages for Group 3, Spirit? I'm hearing that's what we have for you. What a beautiful reading. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, connecting. Thank you to your guides and thank you to mine. I'm so grateful to be able to bring you these messages and connect in this way. If this reading resonated for you, please like, share, or subscribe. Leave a comment down below and let me know. I would love to connect with you further. If you're interested in a personal reading with me or any of the other content that I'm working on, you can find all of that in the description box below, or you can go to thecl.com. Again, I would love to connect with you further. So please take excellent care of yourself, Group 3. Thank you so much for spending your precious time with me. And thank you for the gifts you're bringing to the world. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.